Guys, today is Sunday, October 19th. Market opened 2 hours ago, but I'm actually doing the trade recap for last Friday. That would be October 17th. So apologies for being a little bit late on this, but yeah, I've had a rather busy weekend. I definitely could have done this sooner, but it's all good. So let's get right into it. On Friday, I took a long. Let's get size down here. So Friday opened. Where did Friday open? Right there. And if I remember correctly, yeah, we had equal lows right here. That I wanted to get swept, and we also had buy side, if I remember correctly. Which buy side was it? I think it was this buy side. Yeah, that would make sense. So yeah, coming in to Friday, I wanted to see one of these get swept, and then catch a reversal to the other one. And what ended up happening was we swept some minor buy side here, internal buy side, which then pushed us low. Yep. We delivered from this internal buy side down here towards these equal lows, and I thought these were going to get hit, which would have set me up perfectly for my long. But what ended up happening was we actually ended up leaving quadruple relative equal lows. So these are a huge target for me coming into this week. I will definitely be keeping those in mind. But from there, I was like, okay, well, I didn't catch any of these entries because I would have just been gambling, because there's no way in heck I'm longing after we leave triple relative equal lows like this without being like proven that this isn't still the target. So once we swept this buy side and retrace equilibrium here, equilibrium right there, we were bouncing off this 1 minute order block. And also we were in a 5 minute, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we were in this 5 minute right here. And yeah, so from here I was just looking to get a continuation to, oh, it was this buy side right here. Shroop. Was it this buy side? Maybe it was this buy side. Yeah, one of those two. Probably it was. I probably had it on the halfway point of the wick here, because I don't like to target the very end of the wick unless it's like data high or low. But from here, what I was looking for was like, okay, this, we bounced off equilibrium, we're bouncing out of a 5 minute. Now all I need to see is confirmation that the target is higher. So what did I look for? I looked for the highest time frame inversion fair value gap in the previous leg, which was this 2 minute right here. We didn't have a 3 minute, no 5 minute. We had a 1 minute, but there was a 2 minute, so I wait for the 2 minute. And I put my market buy right there, targeted these highs, and I had my stop loss just below the 5 minute. And this is, I mean, I had the target right and the trade was good. I just think being this high in the range, I needed to maybe allocate a little bit more risk, probably going for closer to 1.5, or even just at the bottom of this wick here, which would have allowed me to capitalize on the trade a lot better, and it would have been a win. But I think when I took the trade, if we just go to the Discord, trade recaps here, yeah, so I had my stop loss just at the bottom of the 5 minute, and then break even at the internal high. I was targeting, oh, that's right, I was targeting this 5 minute unmitigated gap somewhere right here, this 5 minute. That was my target. So I was going for about something like that, and then that's what it was. A lot closer to, yeah, it was a lot smaller. I was like, why is that so big? But this is the trade I was looking for. I wanted to see us rebalance to this unmitigated 5 minute gap, and we ended up going and taking one of the swing highs that was a little bit higher. So had I not gotten stopped out here, probably break even right here, and then taking off partials. Taking off partials at the mitigated gap, or just the full position, and then leaving a runner to the other draws on liquidity that could have been potential targets, and it looks like it was the target at the time. And if we go, I'm fairly certain that it was probably an SMT that pushed us down. Let's see. We just mark this out. Yeah, so right here, this wick is when we hit it on NQ, but as you can see, ES did not hit that, so we created an SMT here, and that's likely the target was hit on one of the pairs, and we had an SMT, so that's what pushed us lower. So we had an SMT at the highs here, and yeah, that caused us to reverse. But from there, I mean, it was pretty frustrating loss just because I had the target right. I just didn't risk enough, which is one of my issues. I tend to not risk enough, but I think from now on, one of the learning points from this trade that I am thankful to have realized is I want to see myself in the future allocate a little bit more risk on continuation trades, because or just on trades that are a little bit higher in premium or lower in discount, for buys and then for sells, just so like price has a little bit more breathing space to retrace as it needs to. I think right here what we were doing is we had 10 a.m. open right here, and I think we needed to tap 10 a.m. open again. Let me just make one for this. 10 a.m. Oh my, 100 a.m. 100 a.m. 100 a.m. Okay. Like that. And you can see we tapped that and continued higher. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not too frustrated about it anymore. I'm just excited for the next week. But this is the trade I took and the reasons why I took it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the trade recap. It is unfortunate that these lows didn't get tapped. Otherwise, I would have got in much lower. For example, if we did come sweep these, I would have probably logged off of this 1 minute here, since this was the previous leg, since we had a up, down, and then another up. So I would have had stop maybe below here or just below the candle, and then probably targeted these equal highs here or here. There could have been a lot of potential with the trade like this. But yeah, unfortunately, we just did not sweep these lows, which caused me to not take this, unfortunately. So, I mean, it is what it is. We move on and we learn. But yeah, that's about it, really. Taking any sort of long here, it does look really good, but these data lows, or equal lows, sorry, these equal lows are just something I will. It's just not wise to take a trade in the opposite direction, leaving equal highs or lows behind, especially leaving a third equal low. It's just something that I don't think I'll ever be able to do unless I'm just stupid and end up getting lucky. But yeah, so those are my confidences, and that's the trade recap. 2-minute, bouncing off equilibrium, bouncing out of a 5-minute, and switching my bias, or not my bias, but I guess my bias was shorts until these equal lows were hit. But once I was proven that we didn't want the equal lows anymore, then I switched my target and took a long. And yeah, I mean, it's rough when you're right about the target, you still get stopped out because maybe you didn't risk enough like me. But I'm just happy that I had the right idea. And I think that's what matters the most, is the targets. So if I can just start nailing down how to set my stop loss a little bit better and maybe risk proper amounts, using my discretion and like basing it off where we are in the range, I think trades like this will end up being more consistent wins for me rather than getting stopped out like I have been. But yeah, that's about that. That's all for that. Coming into this next week, let's see what we got. Monday, not looking good. Tuesday, yeah, I mean, it's just so hard. We'll have to play these by ear. Friday looks crazy, so definitely gonna hopefully they don't reschedule the news again. But yeah, coming into the week, looks like the beginning of the week is gonna be a little bit slow, but hopefully by the time we get closer to CPI and PMI, we get some action. But I mean, of course, I'm gonna be up Monday just in case. Like, you never know if price action is gonna behave or if it's gonna be bad. So I will be up for all of these days this week. But yeah, other than that though, appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Sorry again that I released this a little bit later. And yeah, if you haven't already, feel free to join the free Discord or drop me a follow on Instagram. Totally up to you. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow for Monday's trade recap, or just price action recap, because there's no guarantee I'm going to take a trade when there's no news and it's a Monday. So yeah, I guess I'll leave it at that, guys. All right, peace.